Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Colleen. I just wanted to put out a PSA I don't think there's like, I don't know if there's a demographic that I can look at to see if there are male or female or other or whatever that watches my channel particularly. But I just wanted to say this for any males that come across my video, and honestly females can listen to this too, I guess. But if you go to a hospital for your mental health, if you're put in there, if you sign a voluntary, or even if you're put in there against your will, it doesn't matter. Work on your mental health. This is for all the fuckboys that think that they can hit on, like, if not the prettiest girl in the unit, then, a couple of them, you know what I mean? And when they get out, they try to connect with them and stuff like that. And they try to, just basically manipulate them, and that is a lot of the reason why I think a lot of people go to the hospital in the first place, is because they have issues with their boyfriend and girlfriend and stuff like that. And a lot of guys tend to be in there because they're having issues with their boyfriend or girlfriend or their financial situation and stuff like that. I've seen a lot of women in there for a lot of situations as the same, but a lot of them are drugs and children, you know what I mean? A lot of it has to do with children and caring about what's going on with their kids at the moment, and having empathy towards, others having cancer in their family and stuff like that, aside from, the obvious other mental health issues that people have, like schizophrenia and paranoia and stuff like that. That goes hand in hand. You're going to see that when you go in there. But this is for any of the coherent fuck boys. You need to stop hitting on girls that are trying to work on their mental health, that sign a voluntary and go in there to figure stuff out for themselves and their families. Stop making things confusing for them and acting like you care about them, and then jumping from one girl to the next, to the next, to the next. You're just causing a whole avalanche of problems for not just yourself, but the female that you're hitting on in the unit. Like, I've been kissed, me personally, I've been kissed against my will twice by two different individuals at two different times. Going into, I've probably been in the hospital probably about 12 times. And that's just a guesstimate. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. But anyways, focus on yourself. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. Let other people focus on themselves. Nurses see it all the time. That's why they separate people and stuff like that. That's why obviously there are only, some people or places only have female units and some places only have male units. If you're that guy that has to, like, I don't know, I just did the dumbest thing ever. Like, but you know what I mean, where they have to, like, swoop their hair to the side. And I don't have a problem with emos, whatever. I almost said emus. Emos. I've gone through my stage, and I still love my MCR and everything like that. You know what I mean? But, like, dude, stop being that fuckboy that goes after every single female that you can. Stop being that girl as well that is perceptive to every guy that you meet. Every guy that comes in there is just like, yo, my baby mama is crazy and shit like that. Like, they're gonna say that. That's what they do, like a lot of people have excuse me, narcissistic personality disorder, and they don't know it. They haven't either been diagnosed with it, or they won't accept it, and they won't tell other people that as well whenever they go in there. And you see it a lot, unfortunately. Like, there was this gentleman that was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, and he also had HIV. And there was this girl, they were sharing lunches together and trays and whatnot, and she cried whenever he finally told her. She's like, what do I do? And I'm like, well, first of all, you can't really get AIDS from, like, sharing a lunch tray with each other. That's pretty sure you have to have some invasive, more so, sexual, and blood type transfusion stuff going on. And obviously, you can look it up, there's Google, but I'm pretty sure you can't really just from spit to spit contact get AIDS easily, at least. But, yeah, she was just freaking out. And that's one reason right there. Another, like, if you're not going to be accepting to what people like, the guy could have not ever told her, you know what I mean? He could have not said a word, and he did, which is good on his part. Maybe he's trying to be different or change or whatever. And it took him a minute, but maybe he should have said something first, obviously. But at the same time, like, nobody's really inclined after they meet a specific person to just right off be like, I have AIDS or something like that, or I have an addiction issue, I have bipolar disorder, I have BPD, I have PTSD. Nobody really wants to talk about their problems when they come off right off the bat. You know what I mean? And it's understandable after you just start talking to somebody and seeing if they're actually interested in you, whether or not, you got to test the waters a little bit. Who's to say you can't find a good relationship, like dealing with, mental health issues and stuff like that? You can find people in there. Like, my relationships though that I've stuck with and dealt with are friend to friend relationships, platonic relationships that I've had. My friend Rowana, she is like a light in my life, and she has been there for about 5 years now. My friend Tyler, I was in her wedding, and that was a first for me, which was very interesting and a lovely experience. But those are the kind of relationships you're more so okay with having. If you really do connect with somebody, a lot of the times, the girl that I was telling you about, like, that was talking to the guy that had AIDS, I hit her up whenever we got out. She acted like she was there for me, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't hit her up crying or anything like that. We would just talk about whatever we would do throughout the day. We had talked a couple times, but she ended up completely, like, not talking to me again. You know what I mean? And you can't hold that against people. You know what I mean? You're meeting them in the hospital. Also, they have their own problems, and even though you should be honest and communicate with somebody like, hey, I'm not in a peace of mind where I can talk anymore at this point or something like that. It happens. There was this older lady that I met. She gave another girl her number out. She's like, I never do this, like, it's a different environment when you go into a hospital. You connect with people because it's very human. It's a human-like experience. You connect with people that you never thought you would connect with, and you have different experiences with, or you're open to understanding their experiences, and you have a window into their life whenever you go into a place like that. And it's eye-opening for everybody. They have students that come in there that will talk to you, that will ask you, hey, is it okay if I sit down and talk to you, to get your take on what your hospital visit is like, or what they're usually like, or what is different from this hospital, blah 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 blah. Sorry to ramble, and this turned into, like, basically, I don't know, like a TED talk about relationships and the ins and outs emotionally of mental hospitals, which I'm not trying to get at, but, like, it goes deep when it comes to relationships and mental hospitals. That's why it's so confusing and messed up whenever guys come in and they're just like, yo, my life sucks, but I'm gonna get this bag and make it better and stuff like that, but you still have addiction issues, you know what I mean? Or this guy that's just like, yeah, I play my guitar and I'm in the mob, and actually my family has mafia ties and stuff like that. And it's just like, you want to humor these people and you want to listen to them, and maybe what they're saying is real. A lot of the time it can be. I met a professional baseball player one time whenever I was in the hospital. You never know who you will meet. But whether they want to tell you who they are, really, or they're in a stage in their life where they can't be honest with you, or they can't treat you right or anything like that, just stay away. Women, stay away from relationships like that.